illusionist, is to go along with this amazing exhibit that we have in the gallery right now called Hollywood Comes to Woonsocket. So I don't know if you had a chance to stop by, but certainly April 2nd will be your last chance to see this exhibit. So we did an intensive research on all the theaters that once existed in the city of Woonsocket, and found some amazing things from Houdini that performed in Woonsocket
It's his
in
birthday today.
1895. Oh, really?
Yes, how about
Oh,
that?
goodness, we have a huge photo of Houdini in our gallery right now. Um, to all the film premieres that we had in the city, and all the French Canadian performers who came on a regular basis to entertain, the French Canadian residents of the city. So it's a great exhibit, and we thought, because all these theaters very often hosted actors and performers that were on the vaudeville circuit, and certainly magicians were a big thing. So we said, that'd be fun for the family. So he's not just, he's great for kids, but he's also pretty impressive with all kinds of tricks for
Great.
people of all ages. He has won all sorts of awards, and he goes by Magic by George. So his name is George. So he's going to be performing during the afternoon.
Do you like magicians yourself?
I do. So
I find magicians fascinating.
yeah, I'm very excited to see him. And we also always secure the space next door, the Millrace Kitchen, to, because we have so many people. So the museum, it's big enough, but not quite enough to offer performances all afternoon. So in the Millrace Kitchen, there's going to be music all afternoon. So we have these two musicians coming from Boston. One of them, Eric Boonman, is actually was born in Montreal, and has learned the real traditional French Canadian music. So that tradition of the fiddles and the foot tapping. So he calls himself a foot percussionist.
Okay.
And he has with him a friend, and they're going to be performing, like I said, in the Millrace Kitchen. And then we have another band that's going to be performing a little later in the afternoon. They call Newport Avenue. And I'm very excited that my daughter just joined these two musicians and will be singing with the
Wow.
group. So
English and French Canadian
this
songs?
particular group, it's more like folk rock, covers that people
Okay.
know,
I
not
see.
in French.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I need to work on that.
What time on April 2nd?
So we start at 1:30, and then we go with all these programs and activities until 4 p.m. And then at 4 p.m. people are invited to join us in the ITU hall, and this is when our annual raffle takes place. So many people from the city of Woonsocket have been amazing for years, supporting this raffle. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. We've almost raised $30,000 through this raffle. So
Wow.
selling raffle tickets and also getting donations. So our raffle will take place, and also because we're celebrating French Canadian heritage, we had to bring poutine that day. So we have 3 trucks that will be. So your $25 includes a serving of poutine from each truck.
All right.
So bring your appetite. We have
Is this a battle? Are we trying to pick the best?
so the battle is going on right now.
It's a civil battle.
So
Well,
it
yeah.
is. It's an indulgence in competition, we call it, and that started on March 1st. And people bought passports for $15, and you can, people who have a passport can go to 10 different restaurants throughout the month of March, and have a serving of poutine, free serving of poutine in each restaurant, and then vote for the best restaurant.
one they like, okay.
And then the winner will be announced that day too. So the food trucks that are there, two of them have restaurants, Frisky Fries. They actually have a restaurant, so they are participating in the competition. And then we have a place called Red's Kitchen. They're in Taunton, and they're also participating. But to answer your question, we are not doing a separate competition between those food trucks that day. The other
Okay.
food truck is Methods of a Mad Woman. Apparently, I don't know if you've ever
Oh,
seen
they're
her.
very local people. I know those folks. I know the
Yeah.
family. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I hear all kinds of good things
Yeah.
about her, and I think she's on great roads during like the week or weekends or something, and so she'll be with us as
Yeah,
well.
it looks a little weird and scary, but they've been to the car shows at Market Square, and we've interviewed them, and I was surprised to learn that I knew the family very, very well. The Egan family's very well known in the area, and this would be, I think, Bob Egan, who just passed away at the age of 95, if I remember. This would be his granddaughter or great-granddaughter that's running that truck. Yeah.
So I've spoken with her on the phone, but I'll meet her for the first time. So we have, and then you don't want to get too full on poutine because we have Wright's Dairy Farm
Oh,
again
my
with
goodness.
us.
But
and
how do you not
bring,
get full on poutine?
Yeah, and then they bring like a beautiful variety of pastries that we will be serving. There'll be a cash bar ran by Ciro's. They're going to be offering a lot of local beers, and so people will be able to dance, to have fun with on the Mill Race Kitchen side. Comes the museum, and upstairs in the IT hall, like I said, the magician will be performing, and also we have someone by the name of Annick de Bellefeuille.
Oh, my,
She's a
yes.
very interesting woman whom I met about maybe 3 months ago. She wrote a novel called Woonsocket. And it is very much based on the French-Canadian experience with La Sentinelle Affair, and she's replaced the names, like Father Doré has another
Oh,
name.
good
but
idea to replace the names,
It is very, very much, it's very true to the history of Woonsocket.
The names of the players have been changed to protect the innocents.
Yes, it is.
But it's still a great
a
story.
novel. But it is a great story. So she's going to be presenting a chapter of her book and getting people excited about the story. So she's an interesting person. She was born in Canada, but her career brought her to New York. She was a journalist, a correspondent for the CBC
I see.
for many years in New York City. She met her husband there, and now she lives along the Hudson River north of New York. So she'll be with us that afternoon as well. She'll do two presentations to give people a chance to, rotate and not miss anything.
All right.
We have to have Ann on more frequently, you see. This is very, very interesting things that are going on. And I do want to take a moment to also thank you, Ann, for your work. I know that poutine is a wonderful French-Canadian comfort food that I was introduced with my wife's family. The Bissons, I married into that family. Best move I ever made. So I was introduced to that stuff, and for a long time I had to go to Montreal to get a good plate of poutine. Then I found there was a place in Manchester, New Hampshire that had it, and that didn't last too long for some reason. I don't know why. They took it off the menu, and that was it. I'm sitting around saying, with all the French-Canadian folks we have around here, people got to remember, oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we remember. But nobody would ever make it. And I said, it can't be like Dynamite's. Dynamite's isn't sold in all the restaurants, largely, although it's more now, largely because there are so many different family recipes that each time you would go, which recipe is this? And it's not like the one my father or my grandfather made, so maybe you don't like it so much and it doesn't sell as well. But because poutine is the same recipe almost all the time. Now, nowadays, they're embellishing it a bit.
Yes.
But generally speaking, it's French fries, curd cheese, gravy to melt the cheese, go nuts.
Yeah, and I think what makes a really good poutine is the cheese. So you
Yeah.
have to have the right cheese.
Right, you can't
Some
just-
restaurants will just throw mozzarella or different.
That's right, or
That's
Velveeta
not
for
it.
Pete's sake I saw
Yeah.
one time. Oh,
Yeah,
my goodness.
I did too, and I was horrified.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think made it easier, because it's not always easy to find the right cheese, is that
Yes.
now Wright's Dairy Farm
Yeah.
right.
offers the cheese.
That's
right.
So
Get
our
mine
local
then.
restaurants can buy it there. So Ciro's here in Woonsocket, they
I'm
have
bumping
it.
into it on menus around here, and who did it? Anne Conway and the Museum of Work and
Well,
Culture
I'm not
brought
sure
this
I'm the only
up
one
on the
that-
radar screen at the
Yeah.
proper time and proper place, and got restaurateurs interested in placing it on the menu. And thank you.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I'll take the compliment, but I think that
I
you know, a
couldn't
lot
get
of
it
people
done.
just
I
love-
talked it up and talked it up. I couldn't even get the castle to put it on the menu, for Pete's sake.
So now, here in Woonsocket, we have a Black also.
Yeah, of course, on
has
Mendon
it.
Road.
They're part of our competition, and I talked Ciro's, and not Ciro's. I'm sorry, Pomodoro into
Yes.
serving an Italian poutine. I have not tried it yet, but that's something
What do they
that's
use? A
also
tomato gravy
so
on
it
top of the
is,
cheese?
like a like a bolognese.
No kidding.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, when I go to Quebec, I have to have my Italian poutine too. So
Really?
you know,
They have
and
it
I
up there
love-
too?
Yeah. So I love my traditional poutine,
Yeah.
but I'm all for creative poutines too. So and this
Good, good,
year,
good.
our competition, when you vote for your best poutine, you'll actually vote for
two.
two categories.
Ah,
Nice, nice.
All right, we got to take a break here on the Coffee and program and get a second message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. So over to Dave for a little message from them, please.
Just a quick follow-up, because our earlier message was a little on the lengthy side. We want to give you all the meat and potatoes there, but right
And
now...
cheese curds over there.
That's right. But right now, having it all been said, it's time to be sure that we remind you of the telephone number, 334-1000. 334-1000. Call that number in 40 minutes from now, and whomever answers the phone will tell you how a membership in the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce can benefit you. Joe? Enjoy the Chan's experience. Ooh, it's so good. At Chan's, home of egg roll, jazz, and blues since 1905. And over 40 years of music, and of course, over 100 years of yummy food. Like the Chan's popular party platters. You can get the egg rolls, spring rolls, veggies, serves $35 for a whole plate of food. Or maybe the crab rangoon or chicken wings, General Tso's chicken, onion chicken, orange chicken, 5-spice chicken, sesame chicken, and Mongolian steak, just to mention a few. Of course, they got the shrimp dishes as well, and lots of different fun things with fried rice and pork fried rice and lo mein noodles and vegetarian specials. If you are observing on a Friday, you can get the Chan's and not have to worry about any of that. And hey, what can I say? Chan's is at 267 Main Street in Woonsocket. EggRollsandChaz.com. Take out at 765-1900. Chan.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON, AM, and FM.
It's Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Ann Conway from
We only have
the
Ann for a few
Museum
more minutes.
Museum of Work and Culture for their salute to spring. Before you get to their sponsors of the salute for spring, you were telling us off air that the Rhode Island Senate has given the Museum of Work and Culture a grant.
Yes,
And
we are
what is the
very
grant
excited.
for?
So the grant is to support the programs that we do each year with the city of Woonsocket's fifth graders. So the school district's fifth graders, they all come to the museum on field trips. We subsidize the busing and the and their admissions, and then we do a program with them. So we call it Woonsocket Proud, and it's been going on for several years, and Melissa and certainly Senator Picard have been very supportive of that. And yes, so I got confirmation that the grant is
It's
coming.
coming.
So very excited. So thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, tell us about your sponsors for the salute to
Yeah.
spring.
So
Take a deep breath. There's a bunch of
there, we do have it. We're so grateful for the sponsors that we have, and it is it really with their help that we can keep the prices low, and not just for this particular event, but for everything that we do at the museum. And certainly at the gold level, we have the Brickell Group here in the city. Lépine Financial Advisors, Richard Lépine, and the Quebec delegation in Boston. So great partners. And at the silver level, we have Wright's Dairy Farm, David Soucy, Bourget and Associates, Fournier and Fournier Funeral Services, the Rotary Club of Woonsocket, and the Canadian Consulate, the General Consulate of Canada in Boston. And then at the bronze level, we have the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. We have Mrs. Trudy Lamoureux. We have the Friendly Home, Wealth Management Resources, Markham LLP, McGee Realty, Scott McGee, Little General Store, and the Association of French Teachers of Rhode Island. So it's a really amazing group. I think that all of our sponsors usually, they don't just like to give us money, which I'm glad they do, but they also participate. So when you come to Saluda Spring, you certainly will run into these people, and I love the fact that they support us, not just with their money, but their time. So I want to thank them all.
Very good. The Salute to Spring is Sunday, April 2nd. Tickets are $25. Will they be available at the door? But probably not, because
You
it
know,
might
I
sell
would,
out.
yeah, I would come in before that. I looked at the 10-day forecast. It looks good, no rain. Of course, that can change, but it's all indoors anyways. And it's certainly,
Smart
if you can,
move.
yeah. So if you go to the museum today, you can see Sue at the front desk. She can sell tickets. We're open from 10 to 4, actually 9:30 to 4 today, 10 to 4 tomorrow. And they can be purchased online as well at RIHS/tickets.
All right. And $25 for adults, $10 for kids 5 to 12. 4 and under is free. So that's a good deal right there. It's 1:30 to 4, Sunday, April 2nd at the Museum of Work and Culture between your building and the Mill Race Kitchen, where you just keep popping back and forth, right?
Correct. Salute to spring, bonjour printemps.
I'm going to let you keep saying that.
Bonjour, printemps.
That's it. You got it. See?
Yeah, I'm not happy with the pronunciation. You said you pronounce it so perfectly. I just can't talk French around you. I'm so self-cautious because everything is perfect in your French.
No, it's all about communications. It's not
Yes,
about
it
being
is.
perfect.
How many years have you been putting on the Salute to Spring, Ian?
Oh gosh, I want to say, we changed the name a few times. That's when Ray was
Sure.
and I were co-directors, and I remember when we
One year
started.
he'd use his name, one year we'd use your name. Yeah.
Well, we started. Our first event was actually a New Year's Day celebration. I'm sure you remember, David.
Oh, I was there.
So we wanted to bring
And
the
we
old
streamed
tradition.
live, and people watched us in Canada.
Yeah, and that was cutting edge,
At the
edge
time.
back then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we, so then we said, New Year's Day is not always the best day to all be working.
true.
So we decided to do a spring event. I remember we
It
called
was,
it like
it
a
was well
cultural.
attended.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It
People
was
love to
really
go
well.
there.
Yeah.
But now the workers.
Yeah. So we did. Then we called it, I think, a cultural kaleidoscope for a while. This
Uh-huh.
event, and then we all decided on Salute to Spring. So I want to say we're over 20 years now because the
Really?
museum
Okay.
just celebrated 25 years. So
That's right.
yeah.
So you've been doing
it's
it
been a while.
for quite a while, so
Yes.
that's good. And you say it sells out, and it's or very very well attended. So,
Yeah.
what would you say? How many people come to the event?
Well, we're hoping for 200.
Okay.
I mean, 200 is a comfortable number. I mean, if people come at the door, there's always, a certain percentage of people who don't come just because something
Things
comes
come up,
up.
yeah.
So sometimes it frees a few tickets at the door, but we, 200 is a good number for us. So.
Even during the pandemic, they had dozens and dozens of people come anyway.
Yeah, we
Serious, and we're talking at the heart of the pandemic. You held it off a couple of months, I remember that year, hoping something would break and get better. It didn't, so you did it anyway.
Yeah.
In June, I think it
We
was.
did, and then we
Yeah.
did a live streaming too.
Yeah, but in the hall, dozens of people came.
Yeah, yeah. So, people continue to be
And
supportive.
of course, we streamed it to everybody who didn't come.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So, Dave, you looking forward to the poutine?
Oh, it's one of my favorite comfort
Favorites.
foods. It really, really is. I had so many great memories. And going up to Montreal with Leo and Sue and Peel Pub. It was with a place that Leo, you could get poutine in a lot of places, but he always wanted to go
This was
to
his
the
place?
Peel Pub. Yeah, the Peel Pub. It was a corner of Peel Street, or Rue Peel, and St. Catherine Street. And So it was right in the tourist area, and very easy to get to, and right next to Metro Line. But he loved it because it was the cheapest there. And you're going to remember my dear friend for all eternity, Leo Bernier, would drive to New Hampshire to save 5 cents a gallon on gasoline. That's the way this guy thought.
But was it tasty? Was the food good there?
Yes, was it ever?
All right.
Oh, was it ever? And with a beer, it's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, that's why we made sure that we had that. We're going to have that available
Right.
on Sunday.
When you mentioned about having the musicians there, if you've never seen someone that can keep the beat with one foot and do percussion with the separate foot, and they could be doing two different things and still play the fiddle, it is impressive to see that these people can do this.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I know several
Talented.
people that can do that.
Well, as a non-musician, it's impressive to me to see someone that can
Very
do this.
impressive. I'm with
It
you.
is impressive.
I'm with you, Joe.
You're right. It is impressive. But I know musicians that can do that.
All right, and you have your magician will be there for the kids and for the adults as well. That's always a good time. So, salute to spring coming up on Sunday, April 2nd. Hopefully, it's at the Museum of Work and Culture. I hope it's a great day for you.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing everyone.
Drop down and get your tickets today.
Very good.
10
All right.
o'clock, is it?
We open at 9:30 today.
9:30
Yeah,
today.
10 o'clock on Saturdays.
So
And
get
if you can't get there, we have the link on our events page.
Oh, of course we do.
Perfect. It's time for the break-in. We're going to take a look at the forecast right now, being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Partly sunny skies today with a high of 53 degrees and a breeze from the northwest. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 31. Saturday's weather, 70% chance of rain and sleet before 11 a.m., then just plain rain, cloudy all day, east wind, little or no snow or sleet accumulation is expected Saturday. Saturday night, rain continues, 80% chance, till about 1 in the morning. Overnight low of 37. Sunday, mostly sunny and 58. Monday, mostly sunny and 55. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 51. Wednesday, mostly sunny and 47. And Thursday, partly sunny skies with a high of 49.
Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with the cloudy skies, we have 44 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Information at positivecoach.org.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
At Dean Bank, their focus is on helping their customers achieve financial success. Dean Bank is a full-service bank, so they're able to deliver solutions that solve financial problems of all shapes and sizes. And as your neighbor, it's their mission to make a positive impact within the communities where they live and work. Dean Bank offers scholarships to students from participating schools, sponsor local charitable organizations, and more. Visit one of their local Blackstone Valley branches in Bellingham and Blackstone today, or find us online at deanbank.com. Dean Bank, it's my bank.
Hi, this is Don Brunel inviting you to join us on the Midday Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Super Quiz, great oldies, and interesting guests.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio, and this segment of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
It is Coffee and. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and we'll be joined now with the Coffee and table by Rich Elaine from American Legion Post 85. And a good morning to you, Rich.
Good morning. Good morning.
Anything new to report on the car? We want a car update every week.
Okay, yeah,
that's kinda silly.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
It's still there. They moved it up underneath the pavilion, by the way.
Well, yeah, because we just wanted to keep it protected from like the weather and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
what he
for a little
says.
bit.
But when people went there on St. Patty's Day,
Yeah.
the car is up there. When you drive into the parking lot, it's
a
up
showpiece.
there on the hill,
Yeah.
on the
Good,
pavilion, and boy, is it glow.
This is a great story.
This isn't my first rodeo. I know how to do
There
it.
you go. There you go.
But yeah, I went down. It was an experience, needless to say, because I went down to get the plates the other day. And long story short, I get down to Woonsocket, and apparently some of the paperwork I had could be quote unquote fraudulent, and the only way they could straighten
Really?
it out was down in Cranston. But it wasn't fraudulent. I mean, it was just.
So you had to
wasn't-
drive to
Yeah, I had
Cranston?
to go, and the funny part about driving down to Cranston is that I am not extremely familiar with Rhode Island. I'm sorry, folks, but so I did know Cranston was south.
Oh,
So I leave the Woonsocket registry and I put it in my Google Maps.
Yeah.
And I'm taking lefts and rights and centers, all these side streets. I'm going,
This can't be
what,
right.
what? And it's telling me it's going to take me 2 hours to get there. And I looked down at my phone finally, being the big dope that I am, and I was on bicycle mode on my maps.
I didn't
my
know you could
goodness.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that in ways. You could
Can-
say, I'm going
wow.
by bus or
Yeah,
I'm going by
it took-
Yeah.
bicycle.
It
Yeah.
took a while for light to dawn on Marblehead, but we finally.
That's funny. I never heard of anybody actually doing it.
Yeah, I did it. But I got down there in time, and the people at the registry are extremely nice. And everything got taken care of. But the only thing I got to do now is on Monday I got an appointment to get the inspection sticker on it. And I didn't realize in Rhode Island it's much different than Mass. You have to make an appointment for an inspection sticker in Rhode Island.
You do?
Yeah, you got to make an appointment. You just can't like
Mass
drive
just
it.
shows up. You
Yeah, you
show
can't
up to
just
whoever does it.
show up. But I guess it's a big to-do in Rhode Island now because it's 2 years, I guess,
Yeah,
your inspection
that's right.
stickers. So they got to. But anyhow, the car's going to be all set to go. I got a meeting, in fact, this Thursday of next week with all my volunteer drivers and our target date, and I'll definitely make the announcement next Friday's show. But our target date is going to be the first week in April, hopefully, to tell everybody you can start calling, the veterans to
rides,
start calling for rides and stuff. So I just got to get that meeting out of the way with the volunteer drivers, and then make sure we're all on the same page and doing the right thing. And it's like I said before, we may mess up the first couple of times, but we're going to get it right.
One
We're
step
gonna
at a
get it right.
time,
One
right?
step at a time, right?
All right. What else is going on at the Post?
Well, let's see. Can I weigh in on the Putin controversy?
Oh, well, sure,
Absolutely.
sure.
I want
Is there
to
controversy?
No, there is, because I want to talk to any of your listeners out there that are from the Brunswick area
Yeah.
of Canada. Now, a Putin up there,
Yeah.
and the New Brunswick people I know are going to back me up on this. A Putin up there is you take, and my whole family does it once a year. You take a raw potato and you grate it down
That's right.
to,
Yeah, that's right.
right? Dave knows about
shave
this.
it down?
Yeah, you
Okay.
shave it down, then you take that raw potato and you put it in between cheesecloth,
Right.
and you squeeze all the starch out of it,
Uh-huh.
and then you take that.
Well,
and
you attempt to squeeze the starch out.
starch out of it, yeah. Then you take a ball of pork and put it in the middle of that,
Exactly.
and roll that potato into a ball, and then you boil it like for an hour or so, and that's a poutine.
That comes from across the ocean. That's a Scottish thing.
Is it?
Sounds
See,
like
I
it.
didn't
So-
even know that.
So
Sounds
no,
like
no
it.
And
cheese
New
curds
Brunswick
on,
got it
on
from-
no
yours?
cheese
New
curds.
Brunswick got it
Wow,
from the
alright.
Scots on Nova Scotia.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look
Oh,
at that.
so-
huh?
So I have questions. I have
And
questions.
and there are places in Scotland. I know that you're drinking coffee this morning. There are places in Scotland that don't use a cheesecloth. They use intestines.
All right.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let that go at that.
Melissa, what's your question?
So now I have even more questions, but I will revert to my original. You boil it.
Yes.
How does it not come apart?
Well, what I've seen people do is actually put the individual ones inside cheesecloth
Yep,
itself.
and boil it.
And the boil it inside the
Oh,
cheesecloth.
I
So,
am intrigued, and now I want to try this.
Well, I'll tell you what. Next time my family puts it together, or they actually have them, and they're good actually. The ones that the factory's making, they're in cans. So sometimes my cousins will go up to Canada, come back in the
Cans?
can. Yeah, and they'll put 4 poutines in a can. You would just boil them up. But they're
Wow,
also
my
very
my
good,
mind
so.
is blown, and also
Oh, I'm
I'm a
definitely-
foodie, but also I will try anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had 2 dishes in my life that I couldn't finish.
Yeah.
One was like a fish soup that had the whole fish with the eyeballs, and it was like Cambodian farmer's soup,
Yeah,
which I
right, okay.
I
Not
couldn't
for
I
you.
couldn't not for me. And the other one was these fermented beans, not
Okay.
so much, but everything else I'm like, let's try it.
I have one of those dishes that I don't even want to be around as being prepared anymore. Had a bad experience when I was young, and when I think about it, my stomach tightens up, and that is blood sausage. I can't explain why.
Well,
but
I mean, you
just,
don't
I
really
can't
have to
do it. I can't do it.
No
I can't be near
explanation
it.
needed, but yeah.
So
Got it.
I mean, we all have something that we don't like. Joe, what's
So-
your disfavorite?
Don't like asparagus.
Well, I mean, that's just the type of food.
Okay, that's
I know.
easy enough.
Asparagus?
But yeah.
Asparagus is so
Anything with
non-threatening,
asparagus?
though.
Anything, in any way it's cooked.
Okay.
Steamed, boiled, it's all lousy.
Okay.
But
The
so
post. Back to the post.
that- well,
to the
before you get
post.
back to the post,
Okay.
the pork is rolled into a ball first.
Yeah, salt pork. You
Oh,
you just
okay.
take the salt pork and you put that into a little tiny ball.
Okay.
And you
And
put that in the
And you
middle.
put it on
doesn't-
the potatoes and
Yeah,
roll
You're
it.
right.
Okay.
Remember, when you put it inside potatoes and
Yeah.
do the cooking thing, the potato absorbs the salt
Yeah.
and makes it all one big lovely taste.
Yes, yes.
All right.
All right.
So now back to the post.
Back to the post. Okay, now we got the poutine controversy out of the way. Very good. First of all, I want to give a shout out to our junior vice commander, Bill Griswold. But Bill, I know, I think you're listening out there because I texted you this morning. I'm going to give a shout out to Bill. He was elected to be the not elected, but chosen to be the Veteran of the Year.
Yes.
By the United Veterans Council, and they are going to have the celebration this Sunday at a little dinner that they have every year. So, Bill, big shout out to you. And Bill Griswold, if people don't know him, he is he's a very dynamic gentleman, let's put it that. And gentleman, I might be using
Very loosely.
loosely, yeah, but Bill's a great guy. And anything that, if he hears a veteran needs something, or if he hears that a veteran has passed away, and I mean, you'll just see Bill there. But Bill will go to the funeral. Bill will go to the wake. If he hears a veteran needs something, he's right there. So, Bill, great for you. Congratulations on that. And now what's going on is we got the ham dinner on a week from tomorrow, April 1st, over at the Post. I believe that starts at 4, if I'm not mistaken. But it's only $10 for a ham dinner, and that kicks off our Purple Up event. So come on down to the Post, pick up some tickets for the ham dinner on April 1st. And also on April the 15th, something that Bill Griswold is putting together. He's putting together a comedy night for Purple Up. I asked him for an update on the menu. That's a $20 ticket on April 15th for the comedy show, and that's going to be preceded by a dinner that starts at 6. And not only American chop suey, but I was told that we got chicken and broccoli
And poutine?
Alfredo. No poutine, sorry.
Next year.
But we got, I might have to do a poutine thing down at the
There you
Post. now,
go.
see. But Bill said that they're going to add chicken and broccoli Alfredo to the menu, so there's still tickets available for the comedy night on the 15th. So I would urge anybody to come on down and check that out.
All right.
So,
Very good.
and that's
your
it.
update.
I forget anything? I don't think so. So I think we're doing pretty good with what's going on. But a lot of Purple Up events coming up. So keep your ears open for what goes on in April. And I'm trying to get Nikki, the head of the Ladies Auxiliary, I'm trying to get her to send you the rest of the information on the events page. She's down in Florida enjoying her vacation. I think the
She's
commander.
going to need it for what's coming up.
Yeah, I think the commander may be listening down there, so don't tell your wife I just dimed her out over the radio, okay?
Oh.
All right, very good, Rich. Thank you very much. Other things going on. Melissa, a fourth person has jumped into the race for Congress.
Another person we
Have
don't
you heard?
know, too.
Yes, someone from Providence.
Has obviously no statewide recognition.
State Rep Nathan Bia.
Oh, okay.
B-I-A-H.
Yep. All right.
Reps in Providence, and he wants the first congressional seat as well.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay.
He joins the other three, and we get no real information on Bia other than he's a Democrat from Providence. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any idea how long he's been a state rep?
I don't. I have a hard enough time trying to wrangle
track of the
my own
senators?
side. Actually, no, we're actually pretty tight on the Senate side, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know offhand.
All right.
What's interesting here is that if you get enough Democrats beating each other over the head,
You think a Republican slides in?
you could pull a John Brien.
But
And
they don't
say,
even have one that's
"I'm
announced. on
unaffiliated."
anything.
I don't think so.
Oh, not affiliates.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think it'll
Everybody
happen.
thought that John couldn't do it.
That's a local race. It's different, and I don't know that everybody thought that he couldn't do it. I mean, he had name recognition and.
Well, yeah, I know, but
but-
when you walk away from the Democratic Party in a statewide race, that's not easy.
Well, yeah, they certainly
But
don't
he-
make it
but-
easy for you, but
But
I
he-
digress. So
He was savvy enough to get elected.
I think if you have so many Democrats in the race, and nobody wants to get together, like, why do we keep
Don't
doing?
you remember when
Also,
Lincoln
what-
Chafee was elected?
Yes.
I'm
But
talking about
we-
history repeating
we-
itself.
We got.
Wouldn't have
sometimes-
happened if the Democratic Party had their stuff together.
Right. Sometimes we just can't get out of our own way, and we just want to like flood the race, and then you'll have somebody win with like a really win the
Small
primary with a
margin.
small percentage of the vote, and
No, okay.
why do we why are we
But they may not-
continue to do this?
They may not beat up on each other.
Hopefully not.
It may be
right?
cordial and everything be
hopefully
fine.
not. Hopefully not.
Right now, everything's fine so
we
far.
can hope for the best, right?
Always. All right, quick break here in the Coffee Ann program, and this segment of Coffee Ann has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper. 3, 2, 1. Since its founding, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism makes these cities and towns better places. We believe that truth should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story. The Valley Breeze, making our communities stronger by telling their stories. With the cold weather, your home may suffer different types of losses. Frozen water pipes may burst. Water heaters may leak. Dishwasher or washing machines may flood. Ice dams that cause damage or tree branches crashing through your roof. If you've endured a catastrophic insurance loss, then you need to contact Vern Rainville, Public Insurance Adjuster. Vern works for you, not the insurance company. Vern will work with the insurance company adjuster throughout the entire process. Vern can even get the insurance company adjuster to come back to your home if need be. Vern gets paid when you get paid, so there is no money out of pocket. Vern is licensed in Rhode Island and Massachusetts and works from Manville. Contact Vern 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-484-300-8495. 1-484-300-8495. If you have a loss, call Vern for a free consultation. 1-484-300-8495. So remember, if the water pipes have burst or the water heater is leaking, call Vern Rainville, Public Insurance Adjuster, at 1-484-300-8495. The best little auction in Massachusetts is Trudell's Auction Gallery in Bellingham. Auctions are presented every other Monday starting at 10 a.m. Please check out their website, TrudellsAuction.com, to see when the next auction takes place. You can stop by Trudell's Auction Gallery on the weekends before the auction to preview all the items being offered. You will see antiques and all sorts of personal property items from various estates. Trudell's Auction Gallery, 799 South Main Street, Bellingham.
Hello, this is Anne Conway from the Museum of Work and Culture, inviting you to attend the museum's signature event, A Salute to Spring, Bonjour Printemps, on Sunday, April 2nd. The all-afternoon family event will feature folk and traditional French-Canadian live music, a magician illusionist, and a sneak preview of an exciting new Woonsocket-based novel by author Annick de Bellefeuille. And since the event is on Palm Sunday, guests will learn the French-Canadian tradition of palm braiding. Your ticket includes 3 servings of delicious poutine prepared by food trucks on site, and Wright's Dairy Farm will be serving all the delicious treats you could ever want. The winners of the museum's 7th annual Poutine and Indulgence competition will be announced, and the event will culminate with the museum's annual raffle. Tickets are just $25 for adults and $10 for children 5 and older. Tickets can be purchased at the museum or at rihs.org/tickets. I also want to give a big shout out to our amazing sponsors this year: the Quebec Delegation, the Brickell Group, Wright's Dairy Farm and Bakery, Lépine Financial Advisors, the Consul General of Canada in Boston, Bourget and Associates, David Soucy, the Woonsocket Rotary Club, Fournier and Fournier Funeral Home, the Association of Teachers of French of Rhode Island, Little General Store on Cumberland Hill Road, Markham LLP, Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, Scott McGee of Remax Properties, The Friendly Home, Trudy Lamoureux, and Wealth Management Resources. Thank you.
Thanks, Ann, and we enjoyed having Ann Conway here on the Coffee and program this morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Rich Lane. And now this probably is not... Oh, before I get to that, they were a little embarrassed up in Massachusetts. I don't know if you heard about this, but...
What have they done now?
Well, it's the Massachusetts State Police, and one of their cruisers was parked in a garage in Malden, and someone broke into the state trooper car and stole a rifle and ammunition.
Yeah, he was parked, I guess, in a garage or something like that. And they said though they think it was planned. They don't, whoever did it, they think saw the car there multiple times and
so their opportunity. Huh?
Yeah, saw the opportunity.
So do they normally keep their rifles inside a parked vehicle?
I don't know.
I don't know what the ruling is on that.
And I don't want the Mass State. I'm not going to say nothing because I don't need the Mass State Police following my car and saying that dope said it on the radio and we're going after him.
The rifle was mounted
Family
inside the
secrets,
vehicle,
Joe. It's family secrets.
and the thief made a forced entry and stole it. And so they towed the cruiser away on a flatbed so it could be processed for evidence. So
That was
that's
Quite.
It's embarrassing.
yeah.
Anyway,
Joe, can
it
I
happens.
throw in a little alibi I forgot about there? Dave reminded
alibi?
me of something. Yeah. Well, I forgot
Sure.
to say something, but Dave reminded me the other day that Wednesday next week, the 29th, Dave, I believe, is Vietnam Veterans Day throughout the country. And Dave says, "Are you guys doing anything?" So I said, "Well, we are now because I'm going to pick up the phone, call the commander, and I talked to him down in Florida. So we're going to be doing a little luncheon. So we're I was told to invite any Vietnam, not just the Vietnam veterans at our post, but Vietnam veterans out there that want a place to go on that Wednesday. We're going to do a little luncheon there. You're more than welcome to come by, grab yourself a sandwich, and be among folks that really appreciate your service to our country." And I ask one thing, just call the American Legion post. And if you plan on coming, to have a bite to eat so we can have enough food. So just give a quick call. 401-766-7585 is our number. And like I said, just give the bartender a call down there and say, I plan on coming on Wednesday. So we'll have enough food.
All right, very good, Rich. All right, new research finds, and let's see if anyone's shocked, IQs in the United States seem to be dropping.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Huh?
A study out of Northwestern University looked at ability scores in 4 categories. They are verbal reasoning, visual problem solving, mathematics, and spatial reasoning. In all of these categories, except spatial reasoning, researchers found scores decline between 2011 and 2018. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean people are getting dumber. Researchers note it could be people.
They're just not good at taking tests.
That's it. They're getting worse at taking these kind of tests.
Right, yeah.
Scientists point to many other factors that could play a role, from poor nutrition to media exposure. They don't want to blame social media just yet, but
Are we talking about like younger kids, like school scores and
well, they
stuff
didn't.
like?
I don't have ages.
See,
so I
see
don't
that
know.
would
I would
be
say
the
yes. Who's Northwestern University going to test? Probably high school and college. age
See,
kids.
I would more look at that than anything else, because I think it's all this computer stuff that kids are, and, my granddaughter the other day was talking about, how some kids can go into the school now, and like they don't have to go to class because they feel like they're not safe in the class. And my granddaughter says, and these kids have actually come up and said that they're getting away with it because they can.
Yeah.
That, it's ridiculous, but I think it's just an entire generation of kids that don't want to work hard for something. They need a boot in the behind or something. Like when I was a kid,
True, but it's funny when it comes to the spatial reasoning. I've got none. And-
Really?
oh yeah. Oh, it's terrible. People say, "Oh yeah, well, this couch will fit in this room," and I look at it and go, "No, it won't." And they go, "Sure, it will." And they bring it in, fits perfectly. Like,
I'm very
I'm
good
like, oh,
at
I'm
spatial
awful.
reasoning.
I'm awful at
Yes,
it.
I am, and I played a lot of Tetris.
See, I remember. Here's what I remember. I remember the test. You remember the test? You used to sit down, and like different sections, and they give you this area where they had the box all unfolded
Yes.
with the dots, and if you folded the box up, it would look like this at the end.
Right.
I would take that entire section and just flip it over to the next section, because forget it. I have no reason.
Interesting.
My mind won't work like that. But Melissa,
Yep.
you're a real brainiac with that, then, huh?
In that particular area.
Wonderful.
But I always say when I like pack up my car for a show, everything has like this certain place, and nobody can
fit.
help me because then they get in my way.
That's right.
What
You're
I
gonna
say
do
it's
it
like
wrong.
it's like playing Tetris. Everything goes in the right space. But I am quite good at that.
So next time I go to IKEA and I got something I can't put together, I'll give you a call and I'll say,
yes,
Melissa,
yes. Because atypical for theoretically for a woman, I don't follow the directions.
yeah, wow, that's amazing. I know out of the three.
I just figured it out.
Out of the-
Listen, directions are there for your convenience.
I know, but then you gotta.
That's a
Well,
typical
it's
male
like this.
response.
It's like
I'd
this.
rather-
You're
I'd
given
rather-
the parts, and why not challenge yourself?
Right,
I'm on your
exactly.
side here. 'Cause
Yeah,
I do the
yeah.
same
But you
thing.
want it to be correct.
Piece of equipment comes in, should read the manual right away. Well, okay, there are a few times where I don't break that rule. Brand new transmitter just cost me $30,000. I'm taking out the manual. I'm going to
Good
read it
idea.
a couple of days before I start putting it
Good
together.
idea.
Because of the consequences of an innocent mistake. But you buy something like a mixer or something like that. You take it out of the box. You're like, oh, okay, this works over here like this. This works over there. You figure it out for yourself.
Mess around and figure it out. Yep.
Figure it out for yourself.
All right, who out of the three of you, who is good at doing math in their head?
That would not be me, ironically.
All right. I need a piece of paper too, at least. Especially when the numbers get higher.
I do it in my head more frequently than I do it on paper.
Yeah, Rich, what about you?
all I know is 2 not 2 is 4.
All right, perfect.
I use paper,
Yeah,
and I do old school carry the one. Not that whatever
Yeah.
the heck other folks are doing today.
Oh yeah, I do the original math.
The original.
That works in your head. New math
It
doesn't work
does.
in your head.
You're right.
But something with math, though, honestly, I mean, I know we got all these people out there that are like algebra and trigonometry and advanced this and advanced that. But honest to God, I think you can get by fine in life today with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
But you have to know those things. And I think some
Yeah.
people are not good at even doing those things. So that's problematic.
Well, that goes back to Joe's earlier report of the dumbification of the of America, right?
I just saw a funny joke on Facebook. You know, someone saying, you know, I'd like to contradict my math teacher from 20 years ago, who always told us, you know, you're not always going to have a calculator on you, and now you do.
Yeah. No.
All right. Now, it started probably 30 years ago when McDonald's came out with their chicken McNuggets, and everyone went, ooh, chicken at the hamburger place, ooh. So the other places jumped on it, Burger King right away, and Wendy's has their chicken nuggets. There's a new contender for chicken nuggets, and it makes you scratch your head. What took them so long? So who could it possibly be? Dave knows. He can't answer. I've already told him, so he can't answer. Kentucky Fried Chicken is finally coming out with their own chicken nuggets.
But they have chicken tenders. But that's not the same thing.
I guess it's different.
Yeah, chicken nuggets are like all of the parts that nobody wants to eat
company-
processed
okay.
into a little round nugget.
The company says the
Well,
chicken.
they say no. They say that is not the case. But
But what do you get?
I'm-
Just get
this
chicken
week-
tenders.
This week I had, from local stores here, the opportunity to have a regular McDonald's chicken McNugget and the Wendy's version of that. Oh my goodness, what a difference between the two of them. Now, just to let you in, the Wendy's to me was far superior. The McDonald's was crusty and hard. Now, it could be the way they prepared them, but shame on them. I mean, it's a franchise. You're supposed to have uniform preparation for all your foods there. I don't ever remember chicken McNuggets being crunchy.
Well, in
They
KFC,
are now.
KFC says they're 100% white meat in the chicken nugget.
Okay.
Okay.
It'll be hand breaded with the original recipe. You can't get it an extra crispy. They're going to start at $3.49. You can get them in 5, 8, 12, or 36 pieces. I think McDonald's is different. Okay. And the chicken nuggets will be available at participating restaurants across the country starting on Monday. Don't go look for them today. But just makes you wonder what took them so long. They
Right.
should have jumped on this years ago.
I mean, I guess so. I'm a chicken tender person, and
Yeah.
I always like to go try new ones. And I love good chicken tenders and fries as my comfort food.
As opposed to the poutine, right?
No, I do like poutine, but
You know what's handy about it is you can eat as much as you like. And when you're done eating, you're done eating. That's
Yeah.
nice. I like that.
All right. We've come to the end of the program. Our thanks to Ann Conway
Thanks,
for
Ann.
joining us here from the Museum of Work and Culture. Their Salute to Spring is Sunday, April 2nd
A week
from
from Sunday.
1:30 to 4. Tickets are $25. Get your tickets in advance before they sell out down at the Museum of Work and Culture. Dave Richards, thanks for stopping by
Hey,
today.
it's been a lot of fun.
All right. Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
thank you.
And Richard Lane from Post 85, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay tuned. Gary Smith and the crew with Do You Remember coming away at 9:30 this morning on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is releasing its spring outlook for your weather. In general terms, during April, May,